First-time home buyer mistake. Hi, I'm Paul R. Atkinson, your real estate agent coach. And today I want to talk to you about some of the mistakes that that's been made by a buyer when they are purchasing their home for the very first time. Now, I have been practicing real estate for over 16 years. And I have dealt with hundreds, if not thousands of buyers. I wouldn't say thousands, but definitely in the hundreds, a lot of buyers. My team, definitely in the thousands, because we've done a lot of transactions. And we continue to do over 300 transactions a year. So, and growing consistently. So now, let's think about this. What are some of the things that buyers make what are some of the mistakes that they make when they are buying a home for the very first time? Well, getting that pre-approval, right? Very few, but you'll see some buyers that will come out and they'll get the inappropriate pre-approval. I'm not saying that the lenders don't know what they're doing, but there are some lenders, when you connect with a real estate agent that has the experience and the knowledge and the right team to get you that full qualification. I mean, I have seen over and over again, so many times, where a buyer will come in to play and, maybe they started to work with a realtor and they don't like him or her, or they've not yet and they just started looking at one of my listings and they just called in and say, hey, you working with a realtor or not? May I be that realtor of choice for you? And they said, of course, yes. I'm delighted, right? I'm so happy. I'm going to provide you with the best services, I guarantee you. So first thing is, hey, do you have a pre-approval? Yes, okay. And who's it from? It's from XYZ. Oh, wonderful. And what's your pre-approval amount? 150,000. Like, oh, okay. All right, no problem. Okay, understood. Well, that's, tell me what you're looking for. And they're looking for this, that. All right. 9 times out of 10, that money that they're approved for just won't cut it. However, when I engage with them and I invite them to come into the office and just sit down and have a cup of coffee and just talk about the plan of what we want to achieve for them, we always discover that they qualify for more. Because, I say to them, I said, look, my preferred lenders, I have like several, but my preferred lenders, it wouldn't hurt just to have them talk to you. Just talk. Nobody's going to pull your credit. I just want the guy that I trust and believe in, or the gal that I trust and believe in, let one of them just talk to you. When they do, guess what? They discover that they're qualified for not only 150, maybe 225,000, $75,000 more. That makes a big impact on their buying power, guys. So these are some of the mistakes that buyers make that we as realtors need to help them with. Make sure that you qualify the pre-approval letter, so to speak. Some of the other things that we see is with the buyers, they don't do an inspection, or they fail to do a full-blown proper inspection that involves everything. You're talking about termites, plumbing, electrical, roof. In some municipalities, I don't know what part of the world you are, but in Florida they have this thing called a 4-point inspection and a wind mitigation. We have hurricanes around here. So these are things that buyers sometimes are misguided, or they're not told, or they are told. I've had cases before where buyer is so confident within themselves, and you say, oh yeah, I encourage you to get an inspection. How much is it? I don't know. I'm not an inspector, but I've seen them range between maybe 300 for this size house to 400. And they'll say, no, I'm going to skip that. I said, really? I don't advise you to do that. But, just to cover my tail and my firm's tail, would you just sign this addendum that says, hey, you do not intend to inspect and you don't hold my firm or me liable? There's a form, guys. Look in your forms library. You'll have that. Make sure if someone says that a buyer chooses not to do your inspection, then it's fine. You're a buyer. You want to do that. then just release the other parties and be fine about it. Because maybe you are competent enough to do your own inspection. You feel comfortable, you know, you have a report from the seller that the roof is brand new, the AC thing. Sometimes, you know, that's fine. Or you're in the construction business and you're pretty good. Just sign the paper and just move on. But if you're not, and you make the mistake and not get an inspection, and you end up closing on the house and then moving in, only to find out that there are things that could have been identified earlier, prior to you closing, that you could have perhaps had some assistance with the seller as far as compensation, lowering the price or maybe fixing that issue prior to closing, it would be better. So think about these things when you get to do and buy your home for the very first time. What are some of the things that you want to really consider is, remember, go ahead and get that pre-approval and make sure it is something that's really good for you. It's something that really, the lender really looked into your case. Most of the time they do. Make sure you do your inspection. Also, after you close on the property, make sure that you follow through with the remainder of the things that you need to do. In some states, for example, Florida, you have like a tax, you know, I think it's most. It's got to be most states, okay? So if you need to file for some kind of exemption for your taxes where it could be beneficial for you to fill out a piece of paper, make sure you do that. Even simple things of like, here's another mistake. When a buyer is buying a property and they not have the closing agent search for any liens or, well, you know, most title companies, most closing agents do that. So it's not so much the lien, and you get kind of like a good job with a good escrow company or closing agent. But sometimes most contracts, real estate contracts, say, hey, you know, if you don't do any permit search, you know, permits or what are permits? Permits is the permission from the municipality, the city, that says it's okay to change a kitchen counter, to change a bathroom sink, a plumbing. Anytime you touch like in most cases, I don't know what part of the world you are in, but in most cases a permit is where you get permission from the city to make changes or alterations to the property. And if a seller has done changes without the permit, a buyer can make the mistake and close on that deal, and then the city comes and check, and sometimes in their enjoyment period, when the buyer's enjoying the home, they're not even thinking about selling, and they have to deal with this whole big ball of wax. Or they go to sell a couple years later, and the buyer, the buyer that comes in checks for open permits or just think about, hey, you changed out this bathroom. Was it done with a permit? Hey, you put this area on here. Was it done with a permit? And your answer is no, I don't know. They go to the city, they check. Hey, these people have this. Is there a record of it? No, guess what? It affects your resale. So those are some of the mistakes that you can make as a buyer. And don't forget, hit on the subscribe button below, because there's more information like this that I share with you on a regular basis. So hit the subscribe button. Also, the comment button. Go ahead and send me a comment. If you want more information, if you want my outline on this, I have outlines for everything. You know, I spent like 14 years in the military. I did like, you know, all this. I'm very organized, guys, okay? So if you need something, it doesn't take anything for me or my staff to just quickly send you over a quick email on something that you might want. So just send a comment, give me some feedback, tell me what you'd like to know, or if there's something that you'd like to know more on. I'm here for you. So thank you so much for joining, and listen, until next time, this was very informative. I hope it was for you. Some of the common mistakes that the buyers make on their first time buying their home. Once again, let's recap. Hey, what is it? It's for them not getting that pre-approval properly. It's for them going through and not getting an inspection. It's for them also and maybe not doing permits or buying the property without permits. There's a few more, but we'll keep it brief. You know, we're short on time today. You want to learn more about it, you want that full list, just go ahead and click on the box, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comment that you'd like the full list and I'll send it over to you. As usual, I always have a gift, so check in the description box. Let's see what gift I have for you today. I always like to give gifts. So anyway, you guys take care. Until next time, I'm Paul R. Atkinson. I look forward to seeing you again. All right? Take care for now. Go get him, Tiger.